Good morning, 3:25 a.m. Just up getting my husband ready for work, so packing his lunch. He's getting what's left of the chicken that we had Thursday night with the rice and the beans and the corn, and some yogurt, some carrots, a plum, and an apple with peanut butter. And breakfast for him, some oatmeal, and granola, and his coffee. And then Mama's going back to bed. Well, good morning for the second time. I got Mike off to work, went back to bed, and couldn't sleep, so got the iPad and was looking at wedding stuff. And it was 10:04, I guess, when I went back to bed. 5:30, I was still awake. Now, mind you, I don't go to bed till like midnight, so I'd only slept 3 hours. And yeah, this will be a long couple months. So I finally fell back to sleep. Like I said, look at the clock. The last time it's 5:30. So I finally fell back to sleep sometime after that. Woke up at 7 something when I heard the neighbors upstairs getting ready for work. Fell back to sleep again, and finally just crawled out of bed at 9 o'clock. I don't think I slept till 9 o'clock since I was like a teenager. So, wow. I'm not even telling my husband how long I slept. He'll never believe it. So anyway, I'm finally getting moving, making some tea, and I gotta get dinner started early because this has to be in all day. So I'm going to make some beef tips with gravy over some noodles. So I got some beef cubes out. I'm just gonna throw them in the crock pot and turn them on low. Alright, to my beef cubes, I'm gonna add some salt, some pepper, some onion salt. You could always use real onion, but I like a nice smooth gravy with mine. And some celery salt. And then I'm going to put in a packet of au jus gravy mix. I've only ever found this in a name brand. I've never been able to find it. Hold on, I gotta put you down. I've never been able to find this in a generic. And it is over, I think it's over $1 a packet, so it kind of sucks, but it does add a nice flavor and helps to thicken just a hair. I will probably still have to use some flour and water mixture to thicken this though at the end. So again, that's it. Cover it. 8 hours on low, especially if they're frozen. Or I don't know, because it's just cubes, you could probably get away with 6 hours on low if it's not frozen. Or you can, if you have to do it quicker, a good 4 hours on high. So that's it. Are we having snuggle time now? Are you better? Are you better? Follow me around the house like a little crazy man until I finally get my tea and sit down with you. Oh, you have a face itch. You're a rotten little pup. All right, it's that time. Snuggle time. I just got out of bed and look. Oh, holy cow. Yeah, my shorts are even. Well, that's dorky looking. So, yeah, I just got up and look, here I am back in the chair again. This is the life of a stay-at-home wife. Make your own schedule. And I love it. All right, I've been up for over 2.5 hours, and it just hit me that I'm like famished and I haven't eaten any breakfast. So, this is how I make my oatmeal. Don't judge me till you try it. But it's just plain old Quaker oats with, half a cup of oats and a cup of milk. But then I put honey in it, which is not out of the ordinary. I put some fresh berries in it. Again, these are blackberries, not out of the ordinary. You see all that stuff that's smeared on the edge? That was me scraping my knife. That's actually peanut butter. that is the weird part. Most people, when I tell them I put peanut butter in my oatmeal, they're like, ew, but it's really good. Just a little bit of peanut butter, man, it just gives it such a yummy flavor. So try it. I'm going to have my breakfast finally. Okay, we have to have the talk. I've fallen off the wagon. Not in the way you're probably thinking, but to me it is like falling off the wagon. So, I don't know how to start. Okay, so when I was figuring out what I was going to make for dinner tonight, a flag went up. Because I haven't really had to sit and figure out what I'm making for dinner in quite a while, other than when I had plans this past weekend and I knew that I wasn't cooking one night and I just needed dessert, and then I knew that we had friends coming over, so I needed to make something on a larger scale. When I started this vlog series, if you go back and watch my early videos, you'll see that I was always very organized, even before I started the vlogging. That I meal planned. I knew what I was going to make in a 7-day period up until like day 6. And day 7, I'm working on the next 7 days. And then it hit me today that I stopped doing a meal plan the week before vacation. Obviously, it was because I needed to just use up what was in the house so nothing would go bad because we were gone for 10 days. When I came back from vacation, I had like nothing in the house then that was fresh, so I'd go to the grocery store and buy a ton of stuff just to restock. So it's been over a week now, and it just hit me again today that I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner based on what our plans are for the day, and I stopped meal planning. That's like falling off the wagon for me. I know it's nothing near as serious as falling off the real wagon when you do have alcohol issues, but yeah, I need to get back on track. So like tonight, I knew we have to take our Jeep to the garage. It has a leak somewhere, oil leak somewhere, and our factory warranty runs out on the 17th of May, and today is the 3rd of May. So literally, this leak has made itself known 2 weeks before the warranty runs out. So thank God for that, because if it's anything major and they have to tear the motor apart, it would be thousands of dollars for us to pay for that, which at that point my husband would just tear the motor apart himself and do it because he's good with that stuff. So anyway, my husband's leaving work a little early tonight. He's leaving 45 minutes earlier than normal, so he's leaving at 4:15. He'll be home by 4:30, and then we have to run the Jeep to the garage. So obviously 2 cars and then 1 to get us back. So I needed something that either I could make very fast when we got home tonight, or that could just sit either in the oven or the crock pot while we were gone, and it was fine. But again, that's when it hit me that, okay, I knew this was going to be going into the garage. So if I'd had a meal plan and say I'd just had to like swap Wednesday night for Tuesday night's menu to accommodate that, I'd have had it all planned out. So I am going to go back on my meal plan. It seems like since I moved, like my old videos from when we were living in Harrisburg and I first started vlogging back in December, I had a schedule. I think it might have been January maybe that I did a video on my stay-at-home wife schedule, and I stuck with my schedule, and then we moved. Well then, of course, when you move, you're not on a cleaning schedule right away because you're still unpacking, you're still hanging pictures, you're still deciding where to put stuff, and you're putting it one place and realizing I don't like it there and moving it somewhere else. Till we got settled in, then I had my surgery, and then I couldn't do anything for a while, So now I'm like, I did a updated cleaning schedule when we moved here, but it's just not working. So, and I know that, you know, you can schedule all you want to, but sometimes you just need to tweak your schedule. So that's the point that I am at right now. It's a Tuesday. I used to grocery shop on Tuesdays. It seems like now I don't, that I save my cleaning for the beginning of the week and shop more on the weekends, mainly because of Friday being the only day that our local farmers market is open. Now I gotta wait till Friday to get certain meats and my produce. So I need to tweak my cleaning schedule, so I am going to work on that, and then I'll do an updated video on my cleaning schedule, my meal planning, and that kind of stuff. But, and I did take some time this morning to look back over some of my old videos just to see that my old videos were very different than what they are now. I feel like my old videos were more, I felt like I was in control more. I feel like everything's a little helter-skelter at the moment, and I can understand because I've had a lot of major changes just with the move, the surgery, the emotional crisis of the tumors being pulled out of me that were malignant, and it was a struggle for a little bit. And now I've got a wedding that I have 2 months to finalize, and so I understand why my life feels a little chaotic at the moment, but I need to get it under control. So that's a mini goal that I'm going to work on. So I'm still going to try to vlog daily, but I need to take some time, maybe during the day, today or tomorrow, to kind of sit down and focus a little bit. But one thing that I wanted to say is I was almost brought to tears real early this morning. As you know, I get up and send my husband off to work and I go back to bed. And I explained earlier that I was up looking at wedding videos till like, or wedding idea stuff on the internet till like 5:30. But I also got on YouTube for a little bit this morning before I went back to sleep. And there's a vlogger that I started watching, I don't know, maybe a month ago now. And I can't remember how I got to her channel. Hold on, I'm going to go get my iPad because I want to show you her page. Okay, so I'm back. Vlogger that I found a month or two ago, and how do I describe my feeling? Okay, let me preface that by saying, if you watched my early videos, you were made aware that I was leaving my career and going to be a stay-at-home wife and learning how to live on one income, learning how to live frugally. And one of my goals years and years ago, when we sold our third home at that point, we wanted to try townhome living because we were looking for something a little more simple, to get rid of the yard work and all that kind of stuff and try it. So we have done the townhome living from 2011 through till now. And we realized that we don't like this way of life. We've given it 5 years in 3 different communities, just don't like it. And we want to go back to owning a single-family home again. And I've always had in the back of my mind that I've wanted a more simple life. And I think I expressed in early videos that I don't like what this world is turning into. Oh, shoot, I'm starting stuff and I don't want to start stuff. Oh, I see what happens when you touch something. Okay, sorry. I expressed in previous videos that I don't like the way the world is pushing for, you gotta have and you have to own, and things are so important. And I think the older I get, the more I'm starting to rebel mentally and physically against that. So my husband and I, again, now we've downsized dramatically to 974 square feet, and we're functioning just fine. Now, again, I don't have children at home, so that makes a big difference. If you are still raising children, this may be a little tight. However, you have young kids nowadays, and even some people my age that are buying into this tiny house phenomenon. Don't know how long that's going to last, because that's really tight living. I don't think I could do that. But anyway, my husband and I realized that we don't want the big house. Like the 3 houses that we've bought and sold in our marriage, we've gotten bigger each time. Our kids were growing and getting bigger each time. We don't need that anymore. So anyway, I found this YouTuber, and again, I cannot remember, no clue as to how I got to her channel. It was just random. Because right now she's up to a little over 500 subscribers. And the reason that I was almost brought to tears this morning is because she mentioned me and my channel in one of her videos. And it touched me. It really, really did, how another person that, you know, I'm in the United States, in Pennsylvania. She's in Canada. We've never met each other. We have a lot of similarities in the way that we think, and even physically, with our ages being close, our names being spelled identical, because we are Michelle's with 1 L, which doesn't make us odd, it makes us unique. Quitting our jobs and wanting to just take care of our families. So we do have a lot of, again, physical similarities and mental similarities. But the one thing that I am so impressed with her and her family is how simple they live. And it's a goal that I am striving for. I want the little house. I want it out in the country where I don't have a bunch of neighbors, where I don't have traffic, where I can't hear people, where I hear nothing but nature around me, where I can let my doggy out and he can just roam around the yard. And I miss having a fire pit in my backyard, because we've had that just in our last house. We had a fire pit where we could have friends over, or just my husband and I, and we could just sit out around the campfire. And there are so many things about simple living that I miss, that this family is kind of like, they're my, I don't want to say mentors, because we're not working together. What's the word I want? I don't know what word I'm searching for. Oh my God, my brain is dying as I get older. But there are examples. There are awesome examples of just how to live with less, but be happy. They're happy. They're content, and you see so little of that. Again, I don't travel outside the United States much. I've been to the Caribbean and Mexico. I've been to Europe, but I've never been to, like, I've never been to Canada, never been to Asia, never been to Australia. So I'm only aware of what really goes on around me here in the United States. And people are not content anymore. All you got to do is turn on the television and you can see how you got to have this, you got to have that. There's nothing out there urging you to be content with what you have. And this family is just, they're content. Yes, they have goals and things that they want to work toward, and visions for their future, but it doesn't make them unhappy in the present. And that's what I absolutely love about them. So Michelle, Bruce, and Nate, you guys are awesome, and I can't thank you enough for mentioning me this morning. Well, whatever you posted it, but I was watching it at 4:30 this morning, our time. It did make me tear up a little bit, and I jumped 7 subscribers just in a few hours from the time I fell asleep to the time I got up. And that's not my goal. I'm not in this to become some million subscriber channel and make a shitload of money. It's not what I want to do. Especially because of this. I started this because I know there's got to be a community of women out there like me who are on a journey now that we've reached middle age. And now this just kind of cements that thought, you know what I mean, that there's a whole community of women out there, and maybe even men too. I'm not trying to exclude men, but there's a community of us that we may never meet. We may meet, who knows, but there are people that are like me out there. So I just encourage all you women out there that you sometimes, yeah, it's great to have your close friends that are physically close to you, but there's like a giant world out there. And I get a girl that comments on some of my videos that she finally mentioned where she's from, and she's from Australia, and I'm like, that's a world away, and she's watching me. It's very awe-inspiring. It really is. So anyway, hopefully I don't know, I'm not good with the camera yet, so I don't know if you can focus. Let me stand up and try to look behind my camera lens to see if you can see. Okay. So anyway, it's Mission Nate is the name of the channel, and again, it's the Bridges family. So I encourage you, if this is what you're looking for, which is simple, happy living, they are awesome. She's been doing this for 2 years. And I haven't taken the time to go back and watch to year 2, but I've literally binge watched, like days and days and days of binge watch to at least get me back to a year ago, like her last year of doing this. And of course I keep up with her daily vlogs. And I have gone back to the very beginning and watched like her first several that she posted, and you can just see how she's grown as a YouTuber, just in how she talks to the camera more and seems just so much more relaxed in front of the camera. And I just, again, thanks Michelle, I appreciate it, and I love you and your family, and you are an inspiration to me. Just wanted to let you know that. So I'm going to quit yapping for now because this is going to turn into an hour-long video if I don't shut up. I need to take my dog out, and hopefully you don't see my garbage bag sitting back here because I got to take the garbage out. So I'm going to work on organizing my hoo-ha here, which I have spread out across the table, which thankfully you can't see, with bills and lists and planners and food ideas and coupons, and then I'll keep you in the loop as to the progress on dinner, and that will probably be it, so that I don't have the hour-long video. So I'll get back to you. Just watching YouTube and snacking on a grapefruit. Are you going for a car ride? Are you going to go by? Oh, he just gets so excited. Yes, he does. We're going to go for the car ride. Are you ready to go for a car ride? Want to go to Dubai? Oh, my goodness. Come on, let's go. Hold on. Let me get my glasses. God knows, can't see nothing. Okay, let's go. Well. Are you spoiled? Are you a spoiled little dog? Yeah, you just love going in the car, don't you? Now you're content. Yep, ready to go. Okay, so you saw the beef earlier. All I did later on this afternoon was mixed up some beef broth with a little bit of flour and added it to the cubes about 2 hours ago and left it go on warm. So then I just created a nice gravy. All I'm doing now is cooking the noodles that I will add to that as soon as they are done. And the side dish tonight is just some green and yellow beans. You know, an easy way to just spice up the flavor a little bit is instead of just boiling them, I choose to drain the juice off of them and fry them in a little bit of butter with salt and pepper. Again, it just adds another level of flavor that you don't get just boiling them right out of the can. Okay, so I've drained the noodles, and all I did was add them to the beef and gravy mixture, and now you have beef tips with gravy and noodles. And here's dinner, all plated up. Finishing my night with a bowl of kettle corn, which you can't really see, and watching Mannequin from 1987, year I graduated high school. So I'm just going to chill the rest of the night. Awesome.